The Thunderbolts is out now, and it's genuinely awesome. Definitely one of the best MCU movies that's come out in post Endgame, but a ragtag group of anti-heroes? Well, where have I seen that before? Yeah, over in DC, it's the Thunderbolts versus the Suicide Squad. We're going to analyze each team's strengths and weaknesses, powers, and abilities to find out who wins. So let's get to it. Now, just to clarify here, I'm talking about the Suicide Squad, the second roster. Not the first one. We don't talk about that movie. So that means a team of Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Harley Quinn, Ratcatcher, Polka Dot Man, and King Shark. Don't really feel the need to include Rick Flag, as he really doesn't sway the fight one way or the other. Then for the Thunderbolts, we've got Black Widow, US Agent, Ghost, Winter Soldier, and Red Guardian. And as much as I love Bob, well, obviously there's just no way that we can actually include the Sentry here and call it a fair fight. We all saw exactly how that would play out, and if Sentry was actually trying to beat them, well, it just wouldn't be pretty. So we can't include him. Now, for me, the best way to look at the Suicide Squad is that they've got 3 really powerful but relatively unskilled members and 3 really skilled but relatively weak members. I'll let you guess who's who. And for the Thunderbolts, well, it's a great team of powerful and skilled street level characters, but doesn't quite reach the high heights of the Suicide Squad. Bloodsport's a world-class marksman. Anything in his hands is a deadly weapon. He even made a name for himself by putting Superman in the ICU with a kryptonite bullet. He's a skilled fighter, but it's really his weapons that help him out. Bloodsport can create a whole bunch of different weapons out of his armor. Some guns are even powerful enough to hurt King Shark. He's also insanely accurate, literally able to shoot other bullets out of the air. And he always wins because he's got the smaller bullets. Peacemaker's also a whole lot like Bloodsport, a world-class marksman, a lethal assassin, and a symbol of peace around the world. He's a killer with any weapon in his hands. He's a really skilled fighter, and his Peacemaker helmets actually grant him a whole lot of powers and abilities. Although it's more of a 1 power per helmet type of situation, so Peacemaker can't really get all the powers all at once. And then Harley Quinn is definitely the craziest one in this fight, which is really saying something. But she's also a dangerously good fighter, and her unpredictability definitely helps her in this way. Because if she doesn't know what her next move is going to be, then how can you? She's one dangerous woman, that's for sure. But for all 3 of these guys, well, pretty much everyone on the Thunderbolts would be able to beat them. Yelena is just better than Harley in literally every way. She's stronger, she's faster, she's tougher, she's the better fighter, she's the more dangerous killer, she's got the better tech and weapons. She would definitely beat Harley Quinn. Maybe Quinn will land some good hits, but there's just no way that she's actually winning. Yelena is said to be the next best Black Widow after Natasha herself. With all her years of training and experience, there's really no way she's losing. Yelena is also going to be able to fight just as easily against Bloodsport and Peacemaker too, especially now that we've seen her be able to fight against a super soldier like US Agent. And then speaking of the super soldiers in US Agent and Winter Soldier, they absolutely dominate. Both of these guys just so physically outclass Peacemaker and Bloodsport that is not even funny. Bucky is pulling off some crazy superhuman feats pretty much on the regular by this point, and US Agent pretty much directly scales to Buck because Walker was able to fight Winter Soldier and beat up on him. They're both fast enough to routinely block bullets. Winter Soldier can actually routinely dodge bullets. And while Walker can't really dodge, he does have the shield. That in large part takes away Bloodsport's and Peacemaker's accuracy, which is the only thing they have going for them. Lastly, while both the super soldiers are better fighters, and you add on the physical power, they're definitely winning the fight. And you don't even want to talk about Ghost. She is just way too OP for a street level character with her phasing powers, and nothing is really stopping her from phasing right through people, or at the very least, dodging every attack coming her way. No way any of these three even have a shot at beating her. Really, the only one that Bloodsport or Peacemaker could beat would be Red Guardian. And even then, you can argue that Lesky can still win just because of how much of a physical edge he still has over them. But here's what we said about the Suicide Squad. They have 3 aces. Really powerful, but not really skilled. First one is Ratcatcher, or I guess technically, Ratcatcher 2. Her powers really didn't seem much of anything for most of the movie, because after all she can do is just control rats. But then she summoned all the rats in an entire city and ordered them all to eat Starro, defeating a city-level threat all by herself. And I guess the same thing could technically happen here. It's the 100 men versus 1 gorilla meme. Numbers really do make a big difference, and Ratcatcher definitely has the numbers. The difference in doing it to Starro than doing it to the Thunderbolts is that the Thunderbolts can actually stop her. Ratcatcher is 1,000,000% a glass cannon. It would just take 1 punch or 1 shield strike, or heck, 1 bullet to put her down. And any of the Thunderbolts are more than willing and capable to do that. Even if you want to say that the Thunderbolts get swarmed by the rats, well then Ghost is going to be able to phase through them and still put Ratcatcher down. So Ratcatcher isn't the answer. Second one is Polka Dot Man, and it's really the same story. His power is crazy, and these polka dots will just go through anything in their path. But one, well, the Thunderbolts can dodge bullets, so they should be able to dodge polka dots. But second, well again, Polka Dot Man is a glass cannon. It just takes 1 bullet to kill him, and all of the Thunderbolts are gonna be just fine with that. Don't think he's the answer either. Genuinely, the Suicide Squad's only shot at winning here is King Shark. And he does give them a pretty good shot at winning. The guy's a tank. He's possibly even a demigod. And he's definitely the strongest member of the squad. He can straight up rip a man in half. He can injure Starro. And he's tough enough to take point blank gunfire and even survive crashing through buildings. Problem is, King Shark is really, really dumb. I also find it hard to believe that King Shark would be able to physically overpower 3 super soldiers, who, funny enough, all actually have better strength feats than King Shark. Really, the only true strength feat for King Shark is ripping a man in half. Bucky, Walker, and even Lesky are all doing way more impressive stuff than this. And while King Shark is tougher, it's not like super soldiers aren't able to injure bulletproof opponents. This is well within their strength range. Plus, you add in Ghost and her phasing ability, where King Shark literally cannot touch her, and she's got no problem with the idea of phasing things into the shark and leaving them behind. The fight might actually be closer than I'm making it out to be, but at the end of the day, I think the outcome here is still the same. The Suicide Squad doesn't have the skill or experience or power to take down a team of super soldiers like the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts should be winning here.